Despite what you might think, I'm not perfect. I put my pants on 2 legs at a time, just like everybody else. That means I make mistakes as well, just like everybody else. In fact, that's the entire concept of this channel. I make a mistake while growing, I learn from it, and I pass those tips on to you guys who are trying to grow. And that's why today I want to give you 5 massive mistakes that I've made in the past 6 months that have actually caused me to lose viewers rather than grow. Let's go. Hey, I'm Eljay with StreamScheme.com. I'm also a variety streamer over at twitch.tv/LJM_. There are links to me as well as StreamScheme.com in the description if you want to check either of us out. I'm actually live right now. But as I said, today we're going to be talking mistakes, specifically the mistakes that I've made over the past few months that have caused me to lose viewers. And I think it's really important as someone who's supposed to help small streamers grow that I admit when I make mistakes and pass those on. Otherwise it'd be very disingenuous to act like all I've ever done is grow. But hey, I don't want to be the only one to admit that I make mistakes, so why don't you scroll down to the comments and post a mistake you've made while trying to grow your stream or on your content creation journey. If you have a solution to it, maybe include that so it might help someone else. And if you don't have a solution, don't worry, I'll be answering every single comment, trying to help out every single person. Speaking of every single person, I will also throw it out there that every single tip in this video is applicable to you, no matter what size you are, no matter what type of content you make. You'll be able to take something away, an actionable tip or an actionable step to make sure you can continue to grow happily and safely without making these same mistakes. Especially the final tip of the entire video, I think that is the one that will really make or break. So if you get bored, feel free to use the time codes in the description to skip ahead to that final tip and just make sure you absorb that. But you know what isn't a mistake and you definitely shouldn't skip? It's our sponsor, Own3d. If you guys haven't heard of Own3d by now, then I have no idea what rock you've been living under. They are your one-stop shop for all things streaming related. And I want to shout out one of their brand new packs, the Pixel Pack. It is a fantastic full animated stream overlay that I think a lot of you guys would love to use. But maybe your PC isn't top of the line and you're really struggling to use animated overlays. Well, that's totally fine. They've also got full static overlay packs and a lot of really good resources for people on lower end PCs. And the best part, they're all modular, which means you can pick and choose anything you want from any of the packs and just delete it if you don't. It's great for anyone, no matter what type of PC they have and no matter what type of streamer they are. If you want to support me, guys, go and support Owned with the link in the description, because at the end of the day, I couldn't do all the videos on this channel without their support. So massive thank you to Own3d for sponsoring this channel. Okay, so the very first mistake that I realized was causing a massive issue to my growth, and you're going to be really surprised to hear this, but I was so focused on growth that it was actually hurting my channel, that I was actually losing viewers. Let me explain. At the start of the year, there was a game called Valheim that came out and it started trending incredibly well on Twitch. There was a lot of people watching it, but the giant streamers weren't really getting into it. And this was perfect for someone my size, around 100 to 200 viewers, to sit there and get a lot of traction. I gained 900 followers in the space of a very short time playing this game. And then it clicked for me. I'm at a size now where if I play the new hot trending games, or I play games such as Minecraft or Rust, that I would get a lot of traction and my channel would grow incredibly fast. So I started looking intensely for all of these games. And sure, these games might be really enjoyable to play and it's going to be really fun to do as a streamer because you're getting a lot of new growth and a lot of new chatters. But that is where the problem starts. A lot of these new chatters and a lot of this new growth you'll get from games like Valheim or whatever the hot new trending game is temporary. These people tend to follow the hot new game, or if it's a game like Minecraft, they tend to stay in that category because that's what they want to watch on Twitch. Which means as soon as you transition away from the Valheims or the Minecrafts, you lose a huge number of those new viewers that came in. And what you haven't realized is that while you've been so focused on growing, so focused on Minecraft and Valheim, you've missed out on the fact that you've stopped nurturing your core community and you've lost a lot of your regulars or a big chunk of the people who loved watching you for what you did. So during this time after Valheim, I was incredibly nervous and also incredibly apprehensive to pick up and play anything that was a small indie game or any of these old beloved games such as Twilight Princess or Detroit Become Human, because at the end of the day, I wasn't going to see much growth from it. But then when I bit the bullet and I played Detroit Become Human, despite the fact that I got almost no new followers, almost no new chatters from the category of that game, the amount of moments that were incredibly fun for my community, the amount of community memes, and the amount of hilarity that came out of playing that game was incredibly valuable. For example, my chat now believes that I can't pull off a quick time event to save my life and that I hate bus stops. Do I want to be known for these two things? No. Do they keep bringing it up? Yes. Are they right about the quick time events? Yes. When they say to hit triangle, I always tend to hit the wrong one. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. But essentially, guys, the actionable tip here is to not focus on growth. Because at the end of the day, streaming is supposed to be about creating entertaining content, entertaining moments for your audience. If you create good content, the growth will be a byproduct. And yes, you should always consider the idea of how is my content going to be discovered? How am I going to grow from making this content? But make sure you focus on nurturing your community and nurturing your community memes. Maybe the actionable tip is actually just to spend a week playing Detroit Become Human, getting an android killed over and over because you can't do quick time events. Either or, you can pick one or the other. Speaking of taking time to focus on your community, this next one is massive. I used to do one event stream every single month, whether it was a painting stream, an Amazon stream. Heck, I also did a bunch of Christmas streams where I dressed up in a very questionable Santa outfit that I'm pretty sure had I rubbed my hands together would have lit on fire instantly. You name it, I did so many different events, and then I decided I was going to do a new event, a big charity event. And we managed to raise 13,900 USD in the space of one night, which is amazing. But the amount of stress and the amount of effort that went into organizing that stream was incredible. And I just couldn't plan another massive event stream anytime soon, so I took a big break from them. And I'll tell you what, the absence of event streams became incredibly noticeable. You see, event streams bring up a lot of hype, a lot of excitement, and they have an opportunity to create a lot of community memes. Another byproduct of event streams is they tend to bring in a lot of revenue as well, but I don't think you should focus on that because the community value from an event stream is so much more important to focus on. If you can't tell by now, I put a lot of stake in community memes and community jokes. Why? Because there's something incredibly powerful about a group of people sharing an in-joke or sharing a meme that makes them continually come back to that channel and that community because they are a part of it. It's how I ended up with these weird painted gnomes or these weird rat figures and all these sorts of memes. My chat thought it was funny and I leaned into it and they love it. My actionable tip here isn't to start doing a painting stream every single month to 3 viewers, 5 viewers, or whatever you're at currently. It's to find ways to create events around your content. This could even just be that every 2 weeks you do a community night where you play party games like Jackbox, Marbles, Words on Stream, Gartic on Stream, and so many other big multiplayer games you can play with the community safely on Twitch. Find ways to encourage community memes, community in-jokes, because if you do these things and you nurture your community, then there'll be people who will continually come back because they feel a part of it and they want to continue being a part of it. Next up, one of the major reasons why streamers lose viewers is at the end of the day, people just get bored. And that's not meant to be an insult. That's just the truth of it. There's so much content out there. There are so many options out there and audiences are just really fickle. So it is so important to keep your stream fresh and keep those people encouraged and engaged while also balancing it with what they liked about you in the first place. Again, after that charity event, I was so burnt out that I spent about a month not really adding anything new to my stream. But then I snapped out of it and I started adding so much more stuff to my stream. I added new sound effects, I added new overlays, I added new voice filters, I added new sound alerts based on community memes that my chat could engage with and interact with. I have this elevator effect now for when things get awkward, I can press that and slowly disappear. As I said, I have an old-timey voice effect that I can throw on, but most importantly, the sound alerts that I mentioned based on community memes have been huge. My chat absolutely adores them. And if you can find a way to add community memes as sound alerts, I heavily recommend it. Finding ways to keep your stream fresh is not just important for your viewers, but it's also important for you, the creator. It stops you getting bored, it helps you improve yourself and constantly sets a new bar and you can see your own progress. Even on the days where your stream isn't growing, it's stagnating, you can still see how far you've come because of all the new tech and all the new things you've added to your content. My actionable tip here is to try and add one new thing every single week to your stream. If it's small things like adding new channel point redeems, then try add a few because you want to try and push a real difference when you add something. As I said, it'll keep you progressing forward. You'll be able to see how far you've come and it will keep your viewers engaged and interested to see new, fresh things being added over that time. If you're looking for a few easy ways to add freshness to your stream, I have a video that I released a few weeks ago called 7 Easy Ways to Improve Your Twitch Stream. I really recommend checking it out. It covers things like better Twitch TV, voice effects, and so many other things. It'll be linked at the top of the description and in the cards if you want. Okay, so before I cover the absolute final tip, the make it or break it tip, the one that'll decide whether or not you are going to give up on Twitch, give up on streaming, and give up on being a content creator. First, we have to talk about something else that you guys heavily undervalue and something that I undervalued as well. It's time to talk about collaborations. That's right, because I'm going to say it right now, collaborations are the most important aspect to growing as a content creator. Seriously, this is crucial. You need to think about how you are going to collaborate. And no, I don't just mean joining my Discord and spamming your go live link in every single channel as a copy and paste. I'm looking at you, it's your boy 69, who I banned during this video for doing that. I'm talking about actually networking, finding other creators with similar goals and similar values, similar content, and finding ways to network and collaborate together. This could be sharing ideas, sharing overlays, sharing skills. It could just be talking to each other about the things you are struggling with. The huge mistake I made was I let my anxiety and my worry about bothering other creators get in the way of reaching out to them and doing collaboration streams. I've pushed through all those nerves and anxiety now, and I've started collaborating with other streamers. Just the other week I was streaming with Loserfruit and Chibli as part of the Twitch ANZ battles, and then the other day I streamed with Reeps and did a really fun Phasmo stream. And I'll tell you what, my audience has said these collaboration streams are some of the most fun they've had watching my streams. At the end of the day, it is so important to collaborate if you're looking to grow. You need to cross-pollinate your communities, and at a certain size, you won't actually be able to grow unless you start communicating and collaborating with other streamers of the same size as you. But more importantly, being a streamer is incredibly isolating. You're kind of on your own, and you can't really talk to people about the things you're going through. You can't talk about really annoying sponsors, or you can't talk about how you're stagnating in your viewer growth, or a lot of other things. So by finding other people who are going through the same problems, it gives you a chance to collaborate, chat, and you don't feel so isolated anymore. If you're looking to make friends, collaborate, and network, maybe join the Stream Team Discord. It is linked in the description. I think it's like a third or fourth link down. And I'll tell you what, guys, it is fantastic. 41,000 people are in there, and it's not spammy, no go lives. It's literally just education, networking, and making friends. My actual tip, other than joining the Discord, guys, is that no matter what size of content creator you are, find other content creators who share the same goals as you, the same values as you, and who are working hard to grow. Network, make friends, and grow together. And finally, the most important piece of advice in this entire video. And now some of you might hear this and think, well, that's a bit of a fluffy piece of advice, but I promise you, this will make or break your entire streaming career. This has been something that has come up with large streamers when I spoke to them, something with brand new tiny streamers, and something with everyone in between. And that is the fact that streaming and content creation aren't normal careers. When you first start out, you're not gonna be making any money. Growth is going to be incredibly difficult. And then once you've started growing, there are going to be times where your viewership dips hard. And there are going to be times where you start stagnating and you're not growing at all. And the most important part of all of this is the fact that sometimes it's just not in your control, but you still have to continue to believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in your content, you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe that you are worth watching, then why is anybody else supposed to believe that you are worth watching? There is obviously room for critical feedback, and there is always room to improve yourself as a creator. I'm not saying to yell the word grinding from the rooftops then stream 5 hours a day for 7 days a week. I hate the grinding mentality. It should be critical and actionable feedback and growth. But I'm just saying that you need to have confidence while you are live and while you are going live. If you don't have that confidence, well, your quality will tank. It'll completely drop down. Something I haven't talked about on this channel at all is that my entire life I have suffered from very intense anxiety. And while I don't really want to go into it, essentially how this affects me while I'm live is that sometimes I'll be sat there and I'll realize my content is trash. I am not making good content, and I lose all faith in myself. The way I get around this though, I have dozens of post-it notes all over my Twitch setup telling me, you got this, don't worry. I've got a chat command called !good content, which I haven't had to use in a while, thankfully, but my VIPs, my regulars, and my mods can use it to give me a little kick in the ass in chat to say that I should stop worrying, to remind me how far I've come and see that I'm worth it and that I can make good content. But you guys might not have mods or post-it notes or anything like that, so I'm gonna do it for you today. You are worth watching. You just have to work hard, put the hours in, and make something worth it. You got this. My actionable tip here is to shut down that little voice in your head that says you're not worth it. Focus on how far you've come. Focus on how much progress you've made. If you make mistakes, remember, you are a beginner. Even huge experts make mistakes, and that's okay. The only difference between you and everyone else is that from this point forward, when you make a mistake, if you have an issue, I want you to take a breath, look at the mistake you made, and then think, what actionable step do I need to take to fix this or improve this? Don't wallow in yourself, just improve yourself. And a little bonus action for you guys, why don't you scroll on down and comment wow, because that is the 100% crew badge. I hope this video helped you out at all. I hope it gave you a little bit extra confidence, and I hope it gave you some places where you can start improving your stream. I'll be live all week this week, and I'll be back later this week with another video. I'll see you guys then. Consider subscribing. Bye.